Hey guys, if you would like to know what is a class and an object in Python or any programming language, right? The any programming language which is the object oriented programming language, there they will be using class and object. And what is this object? What is this class? Most of us will have doubt. So this video I am going to make it absolutely crystal clear so that you understand. End of the video you will understand what is an object and what is a class and how to use them in detail. Myself Rakesh, and you are into my channel Automate with Rakesh. Guys, please do support me. The hard work and the contents that I'm creating, please do support me by hitting on the subscribe button and hit on the bell icon to stay up to date. Now let's get started and get back to our topic and understand class and object. Okay. First of all, if I write A equals to 1, what I'm doing here, simple, I'm writing A is equal to 1. Now in this one, first of all, you learn the A is taking a value, right, from the right hand side parameter. It is taking a value from the right hand side and then getting assigned to A. So A is what? A is an object, right, built using the value 1. So what? First of all, you understand what is an object. So what is happening here? The A is an object which is which is built using which is built using the value 1. This is clear. Okay, if I write B is equals to 1.1 or any value you put, okay, doesn't matter, any decimal value, let's say I'm putting. Now here what I am calling, B is an object which is built using the value 1.1. So this sentence should be clear. So what I am saying, the B is an object. Now you will say, Rakesh, A is a variable, we have heard, B is a variable. Yes, they are variables, no matter. But again, in the programming context, if I tell you the A is an object, and also B is an object which is built using the value 1.1. Getting it? Now if B is an object, so I should be able to understand, okay, this object belongs to the material that it has used, the value that has used 1, right? Now this is of what type? For example, before we get on to that, let me give you a simple example. Let's say if I type tumbler. So a tumbler, if I go to images in Google, so a tumbler could be made of different materials. One is, a tumbler could be made of a steel. A tumbler could be made of plastic. It could be made of both plastic and steel. It could be made of, you can see, plastic and steel. It could be made of aluminum. It could be made of glass. It could be made of copper. So the object, these are the objects, right? This tumbler is an object. This tumbler objects could be could be made of different things. It could be made of a glass. It could be made of a steel. It could be made of different copper, different things, right? So what is happening, because A here, the object A is built of built of 1. If I say what kind of a material is used to build A, if I say in Python, if I put A here, right, and if I run this, what exactly it is saying, your A object is made of class integer. That means the value that you have used 1, this belongs to that class integer class, because 1 is an integer, right? 1 2 3 4 5, positive or negative numbers, and all the whole numbers are integers. Now here, because the object A was built using materials from the class integer class, so integer is a type of class, then what are you calling? Now this A belongs to the class integer, this object which you have created. For example, if you built a tumbler or using the copper material, then you are saying this glass is of a copper. Similar way, this object A is of integer. Now if I say B, if I say B, what is it? If I run this B, it should say B is of float, right? So it is saying the B object which you have created, that is using the material 1.1, which is from the class float type. Class means, so first of all we need to, so this is understood. Now let's understand the definition. Okay, what is a class? So what is a class? The definition of a class, you should know. What is the definition? So it is actually what we are doing, we are defining the property, right? Defining the property of an object, right? Used to define. So this class means used to define a particular type of a object, right? So if you see the object A, so object is A equals to 1, used to define a particular type of object. That means the A was belongs to integer kind. When I say B is equal to 1.1, because I'm using the material from the class 1.1, which is a float kind of a material, right? So because I'm using a material to build this object or to construct this object, okay, use these words. So to construct the object, what material I'm using to construct the object, I'm using the materials from the class float. So the object belongs to the class float. Getting it? So this much is understood. What is an object? What is a class? Class is nothing but used to define a particular type of a object, or it is actually used to construct the object, right? The properties or the values from the class is used to construct the object. So this much is understood. What is an object and what is a class from this example. Now let's understand something in Python. Okay, now if you say we understood what is a, if I am creating an object A is equal to, and whatever I'm writing, so whatever I'm writing, that value is getting assigned and this object is built from that, this object will belong to that specific class. This I have understood, Rakesh. Now teach me something more. For example, if I ask you, hey, how do I create my own class? For example, I was giving you the example of a tumbler. Okay, it could be made of different things, glass, steel, it could be made of, let's say I'm going to create a object called create a class called glass. So to create a class, you have to provide the name of that class. So I'm creating my customized class. Okay, here I'm doing custom built class, custom built classes, or user built classes, you can say. So I'm building my own class. So I'm saying class, I'm giving a name and putting a colon mark, hit on enter. And here let's say for a glass, what is the color? I'm defining few properties here. What I'm doing, I'm defining the property of that glass. So if it is a glass material, then the color will be what? It will be transparent. Go through this example, it will be pretty clear. Okay, you will like it. Then let's say what is the strength of the material? Okay, strength is equals to this is fragile, right? So I would say fragile. Then height of the material, let's say I want to build a tumbler out of this, I want to build an object out of this, the height you should keep, the standard height should be 5 inch. So I'm defining all the properties. So what are this? Whatever I'm defining, these are nothing but properties. So inside the class, what you are defining properties. I'm defining properties. You can define functions, different things you can define. So these are the properties I'm defining. Okay, properties. So how to define a function inside a class also I will teach you in the, so right now you understand I'm simply defining properties of the class here. So if it is a glass material, these are the properties. Now let's do one thing, let's copy this. Okay, let's copy this and paste it here. So here I will make it for, let's say and I will prepare another class which is of steel, let's say. Right now steel, what is the color of steel? It could be silver, right? Or silver, or could be slightly gray, silver hyphen gray, right? Something like that. Okay, strength is very hard, it is very strong, you can say hard or strong, whatever. And when you're building a material using steel, then ensure the height is kept 6 inch, or you can height or thickness, whatever you like. Okay, so here I have built how many different classes I have built two different classes, right? Two different classes I have built. Now out of these classes I want to build an object. Let's say I'll build an object called X. Using what class I want to build an object X? Using the class so what is the class name? Glass, right? So I will say take the name of the class, so which is take the name of the class, and I'm putting a parenthesis. So what is happening, the X object that is being, the X is the object. Now this object will be built using the class called, the name of the class is glass. So using this class I am going to build an object. Let's say if you are building an object using glass, if I wanted to understand, hey, what is the color of that material, right? So what I will do, I'll say print, right? I will say print, and I'm going to say X. So this object is built, and I'll put a dot. And you can see the moment I put dot, the three properties of the glass we have created, color, height and strength, I can get this. The moment I put, I can get it. So if I say color, what would happen? Now it is say if you are building an object X using the type glass, that means it is going to use the material glass. then the color would be, it'll go to that specific class and it is fetching the data for you. It is saying it will be transparent. So like that you can do n number of things. Let's say I will build another material, let's say Y, and this time I will use the second class, second material, which is steel, right? So I'm using the class steel. Okay, so S was capital, so it is not coming, so let me type in capital. Okay, S steel. So I'm using this class. Okay, all I have to do, close it in the parenthesis. So now what happened? Now this object Y has been created using the class steel. Now if I say the same thing, if I say print, right, what would I like to print? The object Y dot color of this, right? The moment I do this, what is happening? You can say the color is gray, silver gray, right? For the first print it is saying the color was transparent. For the second one, it is saying the second object, it is saying the color is gray. If you are building an object using this class, then the color will be silver gray. Getting it? So you, in this classic example, you have understood how you are creating a class, how you are creating different properties and assigning attributes. These are the attributes of the values of the property. This is the property and these are the attributes. Getting it? Property, attribute, property, attribute, property, attribute. Okay, and this is the class name. This is the class name. Again, property, attribute. Getting it? Now creating an object is pretty simple. X is equal to name of the class within the parenthesis, and we are done. And if you would like to understand any kind of a property, dot color, dot strength, whatever you have created, if you put that, and it will automatically fetch you the moment you put a dot, right? We saw that the moment we are putting a dot, right, we saw that it is fetching the all the properties that was defined inside the class. So I can, if I print it, it will tell me the strength, right? What is saying? The strength is very hard for the Y. Getting it? So this is the way you can build a class and access different properties within the class that you have created. So this is the basic understanding you should have. What is an object? What is a class? How to create a class? Okay, class is nothing but, class is a kind of a type. What is a class? Used to define a particular type of object. So the object X you have created, so what type of it is a glass type. The object Y you have created, what type it is? It is a Y type. So class is nothing but, the definition is important. Okay, if you just remember this word class, because later you might forget, right? What is class? Class is used to define, right? Class is used to define a particular type of a object. So that means using the materials of the class, or using the class, we are building the object. I mean, we are constructing an object. In other terms, we are constructing an object using the class. Okay, so here I am constructing the object X using the class, right, glass. So here I am building the object Y using the steel class. Getting it? So if you go through this example, your class and object concept will be pretty clear. Okay, so thank you guys for watching this. I'm pretty sure it must have added a lot of knowledge in terms of understanding what is a class and an object. So that's good. We will continue in this series. I am going to, we will get slightly complicated in terms of understanding the class, creating a function inside this class, which we are going to learn in our next video. So please do continue with the Python series that I have created. Please do watch all the contents. I'm telling you, there are a lot of knowledge you will get, right? A lot of examples, lot of conceptual knowledge you will get around Python if you follow the videos that I've created in the Python series on my channel. So please do subscribe, guys. Please do support me. Please do subscribe. Do not forget. Please do subscribe and hit on the bell icon. Thank you, guys. We are going to meet once again in our next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.